I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. I get to it out the runway. Different incomes, not one way. Living life on a one way. I knew this would happen someday. You can ask my day one day. Cloudy days turn to sun rays. Only way to way up way. Know my way, know my feng shui. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. Different summer, different car keys. I'm the life of the party. Might buy a bike like a Harley. Totally do so gnarly. God got me, can't harm me. I got armor and an army. Battle scars, battle smartly. Just forever like a Sharpie. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. 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 Never going.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Jaymes Howell's Chiefs Talk. My name is Jaymes Howell. Tonight, hey, let me bring in my co-host. To my right here, my legendary co-host, Chase Riley. Chase, how you doing tonight? I got thrown off. You didn't show up on the screen, and it threw me all off.
Hey, you're good, brother. I just getting situated here and excited for a football season, man.
Man, I am so excited. I mean, the first day is August 13th. Is the first preseason day. We're already in training camp. It's been such a crazy off season. Before we get into the show, let me just go ahead and ask everyone to make sure that you hit that like button, hit that share button. It takes 5 seconds to do. It's completely free, and it really helps out more than you might think. And then make sure that you go hit that follow button so you never miss any more content from Jaymes Howell's Chiefs Talk. This is actually our first new show. We've been doing this for a while, but this is Veve. What's up, baby girl? Nice to see you on here. I miss you too. So yeah, this is our first new show, Arrowhead Asylum. So I thought it was
got a nice ring to it.
It's got a nice ring to it, and I thought it was really fitting, kind of like the time frame that we're in. It's like 8 o'clock time slot. It's a little late night. Not quite early, not prime time, but early late night. And the thing is we're not crazy. We're just crazy about Chiefs Kingdom. And so it fits perfectly. So yeah, just make sure that you go in and hitting that follow button, hitting the like button, doing all those good things. And most importantly, hit that share button. Like I said, 5 seconds, completely free, helps out a whole lot more than you might think.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like I was saying, crazy off season, right? Tyreek Hill, it's like out with the old, in with the new. Tyreek Hill gets traded. We get a king's ransom. Um, Melvin Ingram follows him to Miami. Then Tyrann Mathieu leaves. We end up getting Justin Reed, and then a plethora of draft picks. So
Absolutely.
what is your take on? I mean, how do you feel about the offseason to this point?
I feel really good about the offseason, and I'll tell you, of course, I, much like a lot of others in Chiefs Kingdom, would have liked to have seen Tyreek Hill stay. However, like you said, the King's ransom, we got a lot for him, and it showed up in the draft as well. What all we got. So there is some things here, that have happened in the offseason that I'm a little, a little frustrated with.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've got Pat Mahomes' contract to talk about. But to kind of skim over that, Orlando Brown Jr.
I mean, what's the deal with him? Like, because the big question is he going to hold? Is he going to hold out? Is he going to sit out? And the answer for me is no, he's not. He might sit out through training camp, and he might try to strong arm us, but it's just not going to work. Like the production that you gave us last year wasn't even worth what they offered, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. Wasn't even worth what they offered, and now you've done bit the hand that feeds you. And
Absolutely.
so if you just continue to do this, it's not going to work in your favor, and it might work in your favor with somebody else on a different team, but yet you're not putting any new film out there, and teams have to go off the film that you have. And I'm sorry, but Orlando Brown Jr. didn't earn that money.
I wholeheartedly agree. To kind of bring everybody up to speed, if you've been living under a rock or you're not familiar with everything that's gone on within Chiefs Kingdom in the past offseason, the Chiefs offered Orlando Brown a fantastic contract, a very huge, very lucrative deal, and to make him one of the highest paid left tackles in the league. And he didn't like the guaranteed money, and he elected him and his agent said that the deal wasn't up to par with what they felt it should be. So I didn't think that he deserved to be the highest paid left tackle. I thought that we would offer him a good deal. Maybe not a lot of years on it, and then let him prove himself. Let him prove himself to be the player that we traded for. And but that's offensive to us that live under.
Oh man, I miss Noah.
Once these wide receivers start to gel, this year's could be a better wide receiver core than 2018. Mahomes, 41 touchdowns, 4,800 yards. Mark,
I'm not mad
Mark,
at you.
we appreciate you joining us tonight, man. I like that. I like that a lot. So
I like, speaking of liking things, I really like this comment. I want to double back on it. No, not that one. Just kidding. This one right here. I followed, liked, shared, notified myself, subscribed, sent 1,000 to each of your cash apps, and offered up my firstborn to one of you. That's how much I love this new show.
Peace out, Jaymes.
Hey, we done made it now.
I'm going to go get me a 6-pack, and I'm going to the strip club. Peace out.
Yeah.
I'm getting my $1,000. I'm getting my $1,000 from the ATM and all in ones.
There it is. There it is. Just hit my Cash App. Whoop whoop. Hey, oh man. So yeah, the big question is, what do you think? Will he sit out? Orlando Brown Jr.
I don't know, man. I really honestly, when, I figured he would decline the deal. And then I thought, okay, he's going to toot his horn. Let's let him, or he's going to decline this deal. And then when I saw what the Chiefs offered him, I thought, wait a second, you declined that deal?
Yeah.
You think you're better than that?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. The first thing I noticed about that situation was the audacity of that motherfucker to turn down that deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
agreed.
And excuse my language on that, but I'm passionate about it. It was just, it's just frustrating. And I understand why now there was these reports of the Chiefs, the organization being very frustrated and saying that this isn't the guy that we traded for.
Yeah.
They thought he was going to come in.
The representative that said that decided to remain anonymous.
Yeah, but that's
rightfully so.
Yeah. Good day to you, sir.
Your language is not excused.
Brooke, I see you. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you tuning in. He's absolutely good, but not top 5 good. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I understand that, the Chiefs traded what they traded for him to be here long term. So, for both parties to meet in the middle and say, hey, this maybe hasn't looked the best for either one of us. So let's offer you a deal short term, and then prove, or we can prove to each other that this deal was supposed to be what it was meant to be, and then we can talk about a record breaking contract.
Yeah.
Let's circle back around. Not circle back around, but let's back up a little bit. On the recap here, I'm kind of breaking fourth wall. I know we're not supposed to mention recaps, but rundowns.
Rundowns.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm going to break fourth wall here. We had on the rundown, or you had on the rundown, Patrick Mahomes' contract. Let's talk about that.
Definitely.
Because last year when all this Orlando Brown Jr. talk started, man, everybody was talking about how, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You're paying your quarterback too much. You're not going to be able to afford a Tyreek Hill. You're not going to be able to afford, a high tier left tackle. Patrick Mahomes is no longer that deal with Patrick Mahomes is no longer, the big deal in the NFL, as we've seen with the plethora of quarterbacks that have signed deals, this past offseason.
And the whole reason I put that down on the rundown is to make a point, because I hear a lot of people complaining about his contract. Trade Thuney and Brown for Ty. This guy can't be serious, right?
No, he's. I can't take Noah seriously.
I can't ever take him serious. Hey, so no, the whole reason I put that on there is to kind of make a point, because we've got Kyler Murray. Here, let me pull up my notes real quick. Kyler Murray makes Patrick Mahomes makes $47.9 million a year on average for the remainder of his contract. That's the highest in the NFL. Kyler Murray makes $46.1 million a year on average for the duration of his contract. Derek Carr makes $38.67 million a year, and then Deshaun Watson also signed a big contract, and he's probably not even going to play, right? So my point is what has any of those guys? Let's look at all those guys, and then Patrick Mahomes, and what has any of those guys done in comparison to Patrick Mahomes? Because Patrick Mahomes has taken Kansas City to AFC championship after AFC championship after AFC championship and Super Bowl after Super Bowl, and we just fucking we take this for granted, and none of these other guys have done diddly squat, and they're getting these paydays. So to be right there in line with those other guys, like, I think Patrick Mahomes is getting paid fairly. I mean, it's exactly what they said it was at the beginning when they first signed the contract. It's what everyone said it was. It was good for both the player and the organization.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes when people hear, $500 million, they think, wow, like, I won't go into all that. All I'm saying is look at the deals that the quarterbacks around the league have signed. Also, let's bring up about how Mr. Mahomes not too long ago just recently said that he's here for the long term in Kansas City.
Yeah. And he has set himself up. And for people that are worried about the long term, like, and we're gonna have to give him another contract or whatever. I can't even read what he said right now. I can't even read it. All right. I know Noah said something. I can't read it. So, but he's invested in so many other areas around Kansas City or outside of Kansas City that are multiple different streams of revenue that he is going to be able to take those pay cuts later on in his career and not really struggle financially because he's going to be making money elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, he's invested in the Royals. His wife is invested in the women's soccer team. Yeah. I don't know which was worse, Noah's comment or the fact that you acknowledged that you couldn't read it because it would mess up your train of thought.
Yeah.
So, this is the Arrowhead Asylum, guys. I mean, we're here to talk about Kansas City Chiefs, but, we also talk a little bit of NFL. And Noah brings up a good point. Jaymes and I, we keep in touch. Jaymes and I are friends, and we keep in touch. We haven't really talked a whole lot of football. Jaymes and I have both been pretty busy, and Jaymes has started his own business and works a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm doing a side gig and I work a full-time job. But hey, let's bring this up. Oh, Jaymes, what do you think of the Deshaun Watson scenario? I mean,
I just don't.
Is it safe to say that the Browns are the most horrendous organization in the NFL?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, and of course, the talk is in between Detroit Lions and Jacksonville Jaguars and then the Cleveland Browns. But this is the most Cleveland Browns thing that they could have done.
No, it's the Jags. I mean, like I said, you would expect us to be talking about the Jaguars, the Lions, the Browns, just that usual group that we always talk about every year of just, bad organizations. And, and I've made that comment to, our guys with, our Gig'em guys with Miami ties. I've told both of them, I'm a firm believer that there's just horrible organizations. It doesn't matter what general manager you bring in, what coach you bring in. It's almost like they're cursed. And with the Deshaun Watson thing, I think that Cleveland blows all the other like bad organizations that we talk about. I think Cleveland blows them out of the water now.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Detroit, this Deshaun Watson thing, what they gave up for Deshaun Watson, and they've paid him that money, and like it's guaranteed. A lot of that money is guaranteed to, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, the NFL's not going to pursue, they're not going to pursue punishment. So we're going to back off of this. He's to go." Like, did you guys really think he was going to get away with it legally? Just because the NFL elected not to punish him for it? That doesn't mean that he wasn't going to get away with it completely.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. $200 million for a guy who might go to jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Just for their backup to start.
Yeah. You once wrote an article questioning if the Chiefs were more pathetic than the Browns, Jags, Raiders, etc., because they were the only ones not taking chances on drafting QB. So they were knowingly settling for mediocrity while the others at least tried for greatness, although they all failed miserably. Was that that sounds like a goofy college assignment. That sounds like
Hey, when was it? Was it like
obviously it was before. Obviously, it was probably before Pat Mahomes.
2010s or 2000s. 2000. Yeah. Well, I mean, in 2001 we had Trent Green and Priest Holmes. We weren't really.
Yeah, but we weren't drafting quarterbacks then.
Yeah, but we weren't talking about offense being the problem either.
And Noah's around our age. Noah would have been a teenager, so I don't think he would openly admit it to writing that article when he was a teenager.
Yeah. So trading, like we said,
it was when we traded for Alex Smith. Yeah, sounds about right. We had we got a really good friend, Brody. Brody wanted us to draft Geno Smith.
Hey, I wanted us to draft Geno Smith.
Number 1 overall.
I don't know about it. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, looking back at it, it's like, that's dumb.
But hey, man, we sounded like experts at the time.
Hey, dude, it's all in how you present it. Yeah.
If we're talking about stupid things that we wanted our teams to do, I wanted the Chiefs to hire Kirk Ferentz, the Iowa head coach, and draft Ricky Stanzi. We drafted Ricky Stanzi, but we hired Romeo Crennel, or we promoted Romeo Crennel to the head coach. I wanted Kirk to come, and I thought Ricky was going to be the next best thing.
Oh, I was a big Stanzi fan as well. Dwayne Jarrett over Dwayne Bowe.
Hey, here's something controversial. Here's something controversial that Chiefs fans might not like. There was a lot of Chiefs fans that wanted us to take Aaron Curry over Tyson Jackson. Or was it Glenn Dorsey?
I don't remember.
Either way, it worked out better for us. So
yeah.
I'd take Glenn Dorsey and Tyson Jackson over Aaron Curry any day.
So the Chiefs are in. They've started training camp. We've got the rookies and QBs that are reported a couple days ago. We've already got 5 members on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list.
Absolutely.
Rashad Fenton, quarterback, he's got a shoulder issue. Offensive tackle Lucas Nyang has a knee issue, which I thought that was kind of notable because of the whole Orlando Brown situation. And, that puts us kind of short. And then in response, we did see a couple offensive tackles get picked up by the Chiefs. I don't know their name right off the top of my head, but, it was just interesting to see it kind of play out. And we will, at least I will, for sure go in and look at these guys and see what we're looking at. But I believe that they're just kind of like depth pieces. filling roster spots. The big one was Justin Ross, though, right? He was placed on the IR with a foot injury, and then Prince Tega Wanagu. Is that how you say that?
Just roll with it.
Yeah, he's got a leg issue.
If he has an issue with how we say his name, tell him to hit us up on social media and let us know how to say it. Or he can come on the show and tell us how to say it.
Oh, you got him fired up.
I'd take a steaming pile of chocolate ice cream over Tyson Glenn and Aaron Curry. Mike Livingston, last good QB drafted by the. You mean other than Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah, of course. He's got to mean that.
Well, that's obviously, Donnie. That's very debatable, my friend. There's a lot of people that would take Tyler Thigpen. Duh. There's a lot of guys that would take Tyler Thigpen as the Chiefs' best drafted quarterback before Patrick Mahomes. Some guys. What was the other? Who was the other? Like the one that everybody was in love with.
Brody Croyle.
Yeah, Brody Croyle. I had high hopes for Casey Printers, and it still pisses me off. He made chicken salad out of chicken shit. I love that.
Oh man. So yeah, we're already kind of getting banged up right off the bat with some big time names on there.
Speaking of somebody else went on the injured list today.
Oh yeah.
You said yeah. Yeah.
Who was it? I know who it is, but go ahead, present it.
Clyde Chocolate-Lair.
Yep. Yep. Which that's a big name, but rumor has it that it could very possibly be just for a couple days. And it's interesting, my knowledge about football is like I'm always willing to like learn more and more and more and more because I love football. And so just seeing the Chiefs organization navigate their way in and out of roster moves to manipulate the system, so to speak, and then seeing it unfold, it's just kind of interesting to me.
Absolutely.
So Dravenverse says, well, he's top 200 in TD yards and games started. He's talking about Mike Livingston. All time. Well, I mean, all time, that's pretty. So the first preseason game's right around the corner.
Well, hey, before we get started on preseason, let's talk about training camp. What is our because James Howell and CR Media, James Howell's Chiefs Talk and CR Media would love to go to Chiefs training camp and represent the asylum, and get some content for you guys. Let's kind of open this up, man. What do you what sounds like a good date for you to do this? I still got a house in St. Joe that we could kick it out before or afterwards.
Look, dreams do come true. I've been wishing it for. I mean, no offense, buddy, but I'm like, hey, please don't let him sell this house before we go down to training camp. The day after, I'm sell that bitch. But no. On a more serious note, I'm basically good anytime. In the evenings, of course, but that conflicts. But on the weekend is probably what's going to work best.
I was gonna say Saturday. It'd have to be a Saturday, and I don't know. I love my Kansas City Chiefs, but they usually do their family fun days on Saturdays or their autograph days on Saturdays. And
Yeah,
it's funny because I know I've kind of touched on this on the show before, but it's always funny to me because on the designated autograph days, the players like you're looking to get autographs from aren't signing autographs, but they're signing autographs on other days. It's weird.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Hey, you know what I was thinking? What we need to do is get some like little laminates, bro. Like even if it just says James House Sports or something on there, and just walk into the media section.
hey, get in where you fit in.
That's right. Don't ask for permission. Ask for forgiveness.
That's right. Actually, we're live right now on Starcade Sports, and I got a Starcade media executive in the chat that might be able to let us ride his coattails to training camp if
Yeah.
he wants to come. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to see about it. Noah.
I told you, man, you got to quit smoking. That cough is getting bad.
It's getting bad. It's getting terrible.
So, first preseason game. Talk about this with us, man.
Okay, so the facts are it's August 13th and it's Chicago Bears, right, versus the Chicago Bears. But like that's cool if you're a Chicago Bears fan, or it's cool that football's back or whatever. But it's preseason, right? So my biggest question is, who are you most excited to see? Because we get to see the whole roster.
Absolutely.
I love that we both just pause real quick to read Noah's comment. I'm on the phone with my doctors talking about your cough. They said it sounds like it's too bad to be going up to training camp.
He can wear a mask
Yeah.
in 6 feet distance.
I got some painter's masks, that have like the ventilators on the side.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So yeah, who do you see, like, where's the position battles at for you?
The position battles that I am looking forward to seeing the most is going to be running back. With with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we'll see what he does. We'll see what happens this week, if this is going to be a couple day thing. But I mean, is this the injury bug for him?
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean,
so
I'm excited about Isaiah Pacheco.
Absolutely, I'm also excited to see the tight ends. And then those are the positions that I'm excited to see. As far as like players, I want to see George Karloff. Good luck with that name.
Karlaftis.
Yes, I want to see Karlaftis in the in preseason. I want to see Trent McDuffie.
Man, I'm super excited.
I definitely want to see Leo. I definitely want to see Leo Chanel. I want to see Leo I want to see Leo hit somebody. I want to see that viciousness that we've seen. Carlos Firmino, Chiefs fan from Boston. Hell yes, man.
What's up, my guy?
Up there in Patriots territory, representing the red and gold. I love it.
Hell yeah.
I love it, man.
Hey,
appreciate you joining, Carlos. Yeah. Make sure you hit that follow button, man, that like button and that share button. Hit that notification bell. We go live every Tuesday night. This is the Asylum, man. We love talking Chiefs and talking NFL, brother. So appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm super excited to see Leo because ever since I
I
saw that clip
uh-huh.
At the press conference where he,
Physicality and
yep,
and
and
violence.
violence.
Yeah. It got the fans fired up.
Yeah, I love that. So
Well,
it's
I've been beating this drum all off season, but it for me it's all about Jody Fortson.
I knew you
It's
were going there.
it's all about Jody Fortson.
Yep.
And he is. I seen him trending upwards last season, and then he had that injury. He's coming back from this injury. What did he have? ACL, or I think, or I can't remember. Was it a knee?
I don't remember. I think it was a foot. I know it was a foot,
Oh, it
but
was a foot. It was a foot.
rocking my flag and jersey everywhere in New England. My man. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Can I be honest? Well, I don't care if I can't. Here it goes, anyways. I'm ready for 2023 when we have money to make another real run at it. And the rest of the AFC already spent their wad for 2022. Jody was at Achilles. So, yeah, it was
Yeah.
a heel. So, I knew you'd been on that Jody Fortson train. I'm on that Jody Fortson train as well, man. I think he's got the talent, he's got the size, and obviously he's got an amazing mentor and one of the greatest tight ends ever.
Yeah.
However, I really wish Jody would take off that number 88.
Yeah. I'm all right with it. I think that he needs to get out of the tight end room and get over to the wide receiver room.
Really?
Yeah, I want to see I want to really see what he could do. Let's turn it up, and I don't know, man. Um, if he stays as a tight end, we have Travis Kelce, Jody Fortson, Blake Bell, and Noah Gray. And so I just do we keep 4 tight ends? That's my big question. So maybe they keep them listed as tight end and they use them as wide receiver, but I'd really like to see him run some deeper routes. And I mean, not that tight ends don't, but it's just a different route tree.
Absolutely. So, Noah brought up a really good point. It's kind of weird, man. Did you send the rundown to Noah? Because he's kind of like been entwined with us as we go here. So it's kind of odd. Carlos says I would say 3 tight ends at most. I could see them doing 4, just because they love to put Kelce out. They also love to put Kelce in the slot. So when they have Kelce on the out, or they have him in the slot, then they'll have another tight end lined up there. So 4 tight ends if you're running a 2 tight, or if you have 2 tight ends in the game, or running a 2 tight end set. Like I said, I could see them sticking with 4, but I don't know, man. Jody's got like that basketball player guild or build. Jody's got that basketball player build. So, I mean, like, naturally his position would be tight end, man. But you look at his size, I wouldn't mind seeing him line up as wide receiver like we do Kelce. I think Jody would excel at it. So,
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Jody in the red zone this
slant
year.
routes.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of him, and we seen it right before. I believe it was the same game he got injured was when he got his first touchdown catch, and we seen it. We seen it happening. It just depended on if you were paying attention or not. I was a Jody Fortson fan, so I was rooting for the guy and I was paying attention. Now a lot of people don't even know who Jody Fortson is.
Yeah,
that's okay too. just know that you will by the end of preseason. I believe
That's
that
right.
100%.
Yeah, just like Gore. Fortson was one of those names last year. I think by the end of preseason this year, he'll be another name that pops up as well. Um, Circling back, like I said, it's funny that Noah brings up, how the whole AFC already spent their wad. We are at a point here in the show, guys, where we're going to be talking about divisional predictions. So we're going to take the AFC West here, guys, and we're going to give you some way too early predictions. Um, since I wasn't well prepared and had mine already, James, I'm going to let you go first, and then I'm going to piggyback off of you, brother.
All right, buddy. All right. So what I did was I listed out where I thought the teams were going to place in, and I added the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, and then Denver. And I had the Chiefs listed at 12-5, and the Chargers also listed at 12-5. I think that the Chiefs do edge out the Chargers at the end of the year with that 12-5 record, but they both go to the playoffs. The Raiders, I have them marked down at 9-8, just barely missing the playoffs, and Denver at 8-9. And I think that we end the season with the toughest division in all of football.
I agree. I've got the Chiefs. I've got the Chiefs going 11-6, and then I've got the Chargers going. I got the Chargers going 12-5. I've got the Raiders going 10-7, and I've got the Broncos going 10-7. In bold prediction, I've got all four teams. I'm just kidding. Denver's not making the playoffs.
You think three teams? You think three teams from the AFC West make the playoffs?
Absolutely.
And I could see it. Like I could see it. Like I said,
they added that extra goofy spot, man. Like last year, three of them got in. Like,
if the Raiders, like I got the Raiders
not
at
three of them,
9-8.
They added that goofy playoff spot. So
Yeah, the seventh spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got the Raiders at 9-8, and if they could easily be turned to 10-7. You know what? I could be off there. 10-7 might be enough to get you in.
Yeah, and I was going to give Noah shit for having the Chargers at 12-5, but like this is way too early, and what I'm basing my picks off of is like what's happened in the offseason. Whether we like it or not, there's a lot of unknown variables with the Chiefs going into this season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I have faith that the Chiefs will figure it out. Yes, I have faith that the Chiefs will get it done. However, at the end of the day, we don't know how different this offense is going to look, especially if Orlando Brown plans on sitting out for a week, 2 weeks, however long. And you've got some no pass rush, no Tyreek, Orlando. I wouldn't say no pass rush. But we don't know. We don't know how good the pass rush is going to be with.
There is a lot of question marks coming into this season.
Exactly. So, Noah is such a pessimist, and I feel like Noah is such a pessimist when he comes on our show. Because if you watch Noah post in like the Patrick Mahomes group and if you watch him in like the Starcade groups trolling. And he's oh, look at baby Sterling and look at this and look at that. And then he comes on our show and he's like, no Tyreek, No pass rush. He's like that guy. Do you remember that old guy on Falcon Crest that used to yell at everybody for walking on his grass?
Oh
And
yeah.
it was like, bro, like you live in a duplex. Like, shut up. You don't even own this grass. You rent.
Yeah, it's a year grass. That's a good impression, Chase.
Yeah, I do. I do great. I do great impressions.
Oh, that's good stuff.
But guys, like I said, excited for Chiefs season. Jaymes and I are super excited to get this show started off. Jaymes and I have been messaging each other like, hey, like, when's the right time to bring the show back? When's the right time to bring the show back? This is the perfect time, man. We're 4 or 5 days away from August, and August is football month, baby. So we're getting in there.
I love it.
And we're going to be bringing some of the stuff back that you guys grew to love from Jaymes House Chiefs Talk. We're going to be doing guess the player still. We're gonna do some quick fire stuff. We're gonna have some games to play to get you all involved. We're gonna be doing giveaways. We're gonna be continuing to do all that stuff. So definitely,
we're gonna have a lot of fun this season, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, no, and he's absolutely right. This is the perfect time for us to come back. We can roll right into the training camp, and we'll have training camp coverage for you. Like he was mentioning earlier in the show, we will be going out to training camp and getting some coverage, getting some video, and trying to maybe get some player interviews, see what we can do there. But, who knows? We're not credentialed yet. We're working towards it. No. So yeah, look, for those of you that were here, we appreciate you being here. It's a little bit shorter of a show tonight. We'll just getting back into the swing of things, and we'll rock it out next week with y'all. Chase, you got any final thoughts before jumping out of here?
Absolutely not, man. Let's end on this note. Jaymes, tell everybody where they can follow Jaymes Howell on social media.
All right, so you can find Jaymes Howell's Chiefs Talk and Arrowhead Asylum at Arrowhead Asylum. On Twitter, you can find me at Jaymes Howell 1. And also on TikTok, it's at Jaymes Howell 1. And on Instagram, it's Jaymes Howell Sports.
Fantastic. That's all we got for this week, man.
That's it.
All
Hey,
right.
appreciate you guys. Until next time, y'all stay legendary, my friends.